Welcome back everybody to episode 2 of this exciting adventure into model making. So I've put my architectural features on the sides of the arches there, and I've put the capping stones on the top, which again are just little bits of cardboard chamfered on each edge, and this is just one piece of cardboard with the little grooves cut out to denote different sizes of stones. Giving it a coat of white wall filler. They call it wall putty here for some reason. I'm not quite sure why, but it is filler. And in its natural state, it's just a little bit too thick to brush onto, to use it as a paint, if you will. So it just takes the smallest amount of water to add to it, and then you can brush this on, and that gives it a base coat then for when I put my grout on the top, for it to stick better. Because I will tell you a story. When I first started using grout, I made a road that I put straight onto cardboard, no base coat or anything, just straight onto natural cardboard, and no PVA in the grout, just straight grout onto cardboard, and it looked great. I made a cobbled road, and the following day, when everything had dried, I picked off a few of the excess pieces, turned it upside down, just to get rid of it, and the whole the whole lot just fell off into a million pieces on the desk. So I knew then that was not the way to go. So you need a base for the grout to adhere to, and adding a bit of PVA glue makes it a permanent fixture. It doesn't come off then. Okay, now I've had a couple of people comment on the fact that they can't buy 3mm cardboard, the same that I buy or make most of my models with, this 3mm thick stuff. It would appear it's difficult to obtain for a lot of people. So there's no reason at all why you couldn't use packing case cardboard. Okay, it's not quite as robust as the 3mm stuff, but once you've actually made constructed a building or a bridge or whatever you're actually making, it will strengthen the cardboard by virtue of the fact that you've made this model. I mean, this now is as you could walk on. I'm not going to, but you could walk on or stand on this, and it wouldn't break. It's a very robust construction now. So once you've made something with this stuff, no reason at all why you couldn't use it. And then with a base coat of white wall filler, the same as I've done here on this cardboard, it's exactly the same base then for putting grout on. So in the future, when I come up with an idea for a model, I'll perhaps use some of this just to prove that it can be done. I'm sure it can be. In fact, it's even thicker than 3mm, probably 4mm thick. So no reason why you couldn't use this. I just happen to use this because I can buy it quite easily. Enough chat. So we need grout from your DIY shop or your ceramic tile supplier. Put it in a pot like this, and you'll need to add a little bit of water, not much. And this is all I've got, so I can't make a mistake here. So that water, with this particular grout, it mixes very quickly. Some grouts take ages to mix, but you can see the water has already mixed with the powder there, so I just need a little bit more. It's best just to add a little bit at a time rather than too much water. Well, you can always add more powder later, but in my case I can't, because this is all I've got until I go to my DIY shop tomorrow. We're getting there. Too thick. And my guess is this is just about right. So that's what we want. Pretty much the consistency of plaster when you plaster a wall. If you've got the right consistency, plastering is easy. But if it's not the right consistency, it's impossible to do. Okay, now a bit of PVA glue. Maybe a bit too much there. Mix that in. Now we're ready for a 2mm thick coating, something like that. Just so that when it's dry, I've just got a depth enough to when you get to my age, words just don't come to mind immediately. You have to think about it. Ah dear. A good enough thickness so that when it's just going off, I'm able to draw, engrave, is that the word? It's maybe just a little bit too thin, and there's nothing I can do about it because I can't thicken it up now. But it doesn't matter. So all the area that you want to be stone, then put this on. Okay, doesn't need to be completely flat because stones are not particularly flat. They're quite an inundation not flat. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to finish everything I need to cover. So this area and the other side, the support walls, and the other end of the broken arch. I'll do all that, and then I'm going to have to wait about half an hour, 3/4 of an hour, and I will be back in a moment to continue. So you can see the grout is drying out quite a bit there, and I've marked out most of the stones there. I've got the cobbled area to do, and it's difficult for me to see at this angle, so I'll do one or two. So I've got to go all over the road of the bridge to make the cobbled area like that. But when this is all dried out, I can take away the excess and pick out little bits and pieces from in between, and it will look a lot better than it does at the moment. And that's the other side. So I've got to wait, well, finish off the road, wait now until it's all completely dry. On the ends here, on the broken part of the bridge, I shall put a lot of PVA glue, and then bits and pieces of broken grout bricks that I've made. I'll crunch them all up and lay them into the broken area, so that will give the impression of the two broken areas of the bridge. Okay, I'll do that. I'll wait till it's all dry, get finished, wait till it's dry, and come back and we'll see the finished thing. So here we are, a day later, everything all dried, and you can see where I've marked out the stones. They look okay, and on the other part as well. What I've done is put PVA glue where the bridge is broken, and literally just sprinkled pieces of dried grout into the PVA glue. Same there. I shall do more all along the road leading up to the breakage, but first of all we need to put some grout in between the what shall I do? I'll just do this bit here. It's a little bit dry actually. That will fill in the gaps. Like that. And then with a damp sponge, take the excess and when that's dry, that will look more stone-like. A bit more. That's better. So I'll do all of it. When it's dry, I'll come back and show you then. There we are, all dried off now. I put a bit of a black wash over the top. It was a little, the yellow grout I put for between the stones was a little dominant, so I've just darkened it down a little bit. I don't know if you can see. So we've got a very nice stone bridge there, and I put a bit more debris down the road, a bit more down there, and the cobbled road, bit of a cobbled road there. So that's the bridge done. That's finished, and it's stuck in place on its diorama base. And as you can see, I'm getting ready now for the river, which I will deal with in part 3. So it'll only be a day. I'm sure it won't be much longer than that. So I will see you in the next episode. In the meantime, please subscribe or click that like button, and I'll see you very, very shortly to conclude this wonderful experiment.